Now here's the base plate with the inserts hammered in. I used a 4mm drill bit to open out the holes that I had in my, the standoff holes and all the other holes that I used to mount the arms. Now what I've also done is taken the spike off the side, just flattened it, sanded it flat. Okay, shaping of the arms. Basically, put your respirator on and get your sanding disc, and basically just where it breaks off on the ZMR arm, just round it off. Put all 4 arms together so you get a uniform finish, and just round it off, making sure not to take too much away and don't get too close to your motor mount holes. Goddamn focus. Focus, you bastard. So hard about focusing on that. So here's the final shape of my base plate. Basically, I've got the notches on the side there for battery strap and XT60 connector because I'm using an all-in-one F4 V5 Pro board. So that's the base plate. Then we have our mid plate. Not pretty, but does the trick. So that's the flat end is the front of our craft, and this lines up like so. Really bad lighting here today. That just sits on top. So that's the mid plate. Now that's what's used to sandwich our arms. So we sandwich the arms with the mid plate. Done. Now when I do the standoffs, you'll see the pattern that I'm using, and you'll see why. Here's that APM mount. Now how I'm mounting it is only going to be 2 at the front where the camera sits. The camera's going to be recessed back here. I'm using a HM DVR 60 frames a second 1080p unit, putting the actual memory card storage unit here on those bolt holes through its own case, and the rear is only mounted with 1 standoff, so it's basically a Y standoff configuration. Now this is just to suit my needs. I've shown you the base plate, the arms and the mid plate, and basically the top plate is to whatever you desire. The main concern here is the use of the broken arms and their layout. Once that's sorted, sky's the limit for whatever you want to design for a camera pod or whatever else you want to mount in there. So now I'm just going to have to mask all these parts and paint them. Basically what I've done is I've masked. I just use electrical tape. I get the thick stuff, so it makes it easier. So just mask all your plates so you can paint it to match your motors or match your standoffs or whatever. Now I'm painting mine blue because I have blue 30mm standoffs, which I'm using. Alright, for paint, basically using black NC formula. It's basically graffiti paint. But the other alternative is getting iron lac. Now these are great paints because the amount of pigment content is through the roof compared to any other paint that you can get. So basically 1 or 2 sprays and the whole, it's vivid, it's very vivid. Iron lac, give me free stuff. Remove the safety cap, replace spray nozzle, spray. As you can see, very vivid, and that's just 1 coat. Now after you finish painting, with every can of aerosol you have, tip it upside down so that the straw will be sucking air from the bottom of the can, and depress the nozzle until it's clear. There. That's how you store paint. Alright, so we've mounted the motors with propellers on the arms. Now I only do this just so for assembly, because this is built from scratch, no plans. I'm just going to use them to check clearances. So hopefully they clear my standoffs. So yeah, once you've mounted the motors, I like to run with the blades spinning away from the camera. So it tends to not spit grass and water all over my lens, because I like flying in the rain. So on to the next step, which will be sandwich the arms between the base plate and the mid plate. Okay, well, here are the arms bolted down onto the base plate. I had to enlarge a couple of the holes for the flight controller because, well, I was out about 1 mil on one side and 2 mil on the other side. But that's no worry. What else did I do? I've also put on, I'm using Acon 20 amp BL Heli S ESCs. These are wonderful little ESCs. So small, so smooth. I'm also using 30 mil blue standoffs, and as you can see, matches the blue frame. I had 6 of these spare laying around. Now I've got set up so there's a slight angle. I've got the back one in between the 2 arms on that center hole on the base plate, and the 2 front ones are part of the bit that holds down the arms and also kicks it up, gives you a little bit more camera clearance depending on what camera you're using. Now for the mid plate, I binned the carbon fiber one and went for a fiberglass one, simply because the idea of the fiberglass as an insulating layer, as well as just the mid-strength plate, appealed to me more than the carbon fiber one, because I was going to be running a flight controller pretty much almost touching on it, so I'd rather it be insulated. Now, so far the weight of this frame, with motors and ESCs and long leads, standoffs, base plate, 151 grams. Now for the flight controller, I'll be using an F4 V5 Pro from HG LRC. More on that a bit later.